While the kitchen was working overtime today, we have a patty melt with grilled onions with an amazing sauce in the onions. Oh my goodness, come with me. I know you're gonna wanna know how to do this. I'll see you on the other side. Hi, it's Grandma Roseanne. And how long has it been that you have been working trying to figure out how to make a patty melt as good as they make it at the diner? Oh, honestly, they do such good work at that diner, and I now have a recipe that's as good as what you'll get in any diner across the United States. So I think you're going to enjoy this process. I have a 12-inch skillet, cast iron skillet. I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon of butter. We're going to let that melt down. And I have already very lightly toasted 4 slices of sourdough bread. Now typically this is served on rye, but we like sourdough, so I'm doing sourdough. Now when I say lightly toasted, it is so toasted that you can't call it toast. It's really just dried out. So I kept it in my toaster for, I don't know, maybe less than a minute. So I'm gonna put that aside for just a moment. Now while that is heating up, I'm going to form the patties. So an important part of this process is that patty needs to be very, very, very thin. Now I'm using sourdough, so you can see the shape of my bread. It's not normal. So what I'm doing is I'm spreading these out just a little bit larger than that bread, so that as it shrinks a little bit, it's going to fit into the size of and shape of the bread that I have there. You don't have to do this if you're using just a standard bread like most people do. That's one. And the second one is right behind it. Can you see how incredibly thin that is? Now my skillet is nice and hot. So what I'm going to do is just salt and pepper one side right now. And you want to make sure that your butter is evenly distributed in your pan. Now this is the beauty of working with something like parchment paper, because now all I have to do is flip it over into the pan and it is perfect. Now we just need a little salt and pepper on this side. And you're only going to do this about 1 minute on each side. It doesn't take very long. All right, now we are just going to flip them and do a minute on the other side. And while we are completing that last minute, we're going to put cheese on our bread. That's the Swiss. And then I have sharp cheddar. You can trade this out for whatever kind of cheeses you like, but this is traditional. And then we take our hamburger meat and put it right on top. Just like that. Can you see that? It's looking so good already. Now we have the grease in that pan that has all the flavor, and we're going to caramelize our onions. And I have a white onion here. If you like Vidalias, you can use that, or a Walla Walla, or any onion you like, whatever makes you happy. And I really like to lightly season at every stage with just a tiny little bit of salt on our onions. Now I am going to trap the heat in here and cook them for about 5 minutes covered. Oh, our onions are looking beautiful and very flavorful from the meat drippings. Now with the lid off, I'm going to let these just cook again for another maybe 2 or 3 minutes. And we're going to make a sauce for the onions. Who knew? Yep. 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. 1 teaspoon of brown sugar. Just a couple of drops of Worcestershire. And 1/4 cup of water. I'm going to give this just a little bit of a stir. Now I'm going to add this mixture to our onions, and I'm going to continue to cook them for like another 2 or 3 minutes, or until all of the liquid is absorbed and it's absorbed into those onions. You want to pick up all the fond that's on the bottom there, because that's all flavor. And while our onions are absorbing all of that beautiful liquid and flavor, we're going to add a little bit more cheese to our patty melt. So on our last, I'm hoping you can see this, I need to bring it closer to me. We're going to put both the Swiss as well as the cheddar. These are coming along very nicely. They're absorbing all of that liquid and all of that flavor. Oh my goodness. All right, we are to a perfect stage here. So what I'm going to do is equally divide these onto the burgers. I can't even tell you how good these smell. Oh my word, you guys. Now we will take the top part and put it on top of the onions. And we need to wash out this skillet now. You don't need all of the drippings and everything in there, so give me just a second and I'll wash this out and I'll be right back. Now I'm going to put probably a teaspoon of butter in there. All right, my butter is melted and it's evenly coated, so these are going to go burger side down first. Three to 5 minutes. And I am going to cover it because I want them to retain. Oh, we got an onion that's just wanting to be part of the party, but he's too late. I want it to retain the heat, I want it to melt the cheese, and I want it to bring that burger back up to a very warm temperature. And while this is cooking here, 3 to 5 minutes, you do want to move this around a little bit and make sure that everything is going to be able to be evenly browned and nothing is sticking, and it shouldn't stick. Ooh. Mine were cooking too fast, so I had to pull them out, and I'm going to let my pan cool down a little bit. It was just, the heat was just too high. It's really a lot easier when you're doing this on your stovetop and you have a little bit more control over the degree of flame that you have, but we're making it work. Put a tiny bit more butter in for the other side so it doesn't feel left out. I think we're there. Let me kind of move some of this stuff away so you can actually see what we've got here. Well, what do you think? I think they look fantastic. So let me slice them. That is perfect. This is very exciting, you guys. All right. Aren't they beautiful? Oh my goodness, they're gorgeous. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take a bite of this one and just make sure it's absolutely perfect. Honestly, I don't know what you could do to make it any better. It is delicious. The onions with the seasonings and the little sauce we put on them, absolute perfection. I will leave all the ingredients below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the bell, and come back whenever you want to, because I will always be here, open arms, waiting for you so we can share beautiful recipes. Thank you so much for sharing time with me tonight. Have a wonderful day. Tomorrow's the Super Bowl. Go Chiefs. Bye.